Hello and welcome to the video. Before we get started, if you'd like to provide input on future content and get our weekly newsletter, click on our survey. The link will be below. We also have a report on Ethereum 2, along with a bonus report on why you should learn Solidity now. Again, the link will be below. Now on to the video, and thank you. Okay, so what I did is I got the program, the Rust part, the back end that is, to compile or to build and to deploy. So I thought would be very instructive is to look at some of the errors I got while I was playing around with it and trying to get it to work. And then I can show you what I actually did. The first one I noticed is this missing lifetime specifier. If you look at it, it's pretty obvious, and you think about what we talked about last night, it's pretty obvious what the issue was. Basically, what happened is this is a pointer. Remember, the account data is storing stuff, it's keeping stuff for later use. A pointer isn't going to do you any good. Now a hash might, because a hash might point to where the actual thing that you're interested in, for example an NFT, might be stored, but a pointer doesn't mean anything. So then what I did is I changed it, let's see, I changed it to just this array. Problem is it doesn't have its size known at compile time. So that's not going to help because it has to know how much needs to allocate there. And so what they also suggested, now I didn't use this, but Box has a statically known size and allocates its content. So this might have been an option. What I ended up doing, let's see what other things I ran into. So I ended up changing it to a string. And then of course this, which is an array of U8s, it didn't like the string. So I changed this to that string that we created from it, and then it wanted you to do the toString, so it knew that it was a string. And let's see, and then it finally built. And as you'll notice, it deployed, unlike I wasn't getting that, was it program something size too small, the error I was getting the other day. Data size too small. Let me see if I can find that. Scroll up a little bit. And there's so many crazy things I looked at. Let's see. I wonder if I can do a... Let's see. I'm just going to go to the top and see if I can find that data. There was an error I was getting, something like data size too small. When I was playing around with it the other day. And let's see. This was a deploy issue. And see if we can find what the deploy issue was. Because remember, we were able to build, and then I ran into issues deploying it. So I'm trying to find it just so I can show you what it is. Let's see. It was basically complaining Well, now we're back down to the bottom. It was basically complaining that it didn't, oh no, we're not down to the bottom. All right, let's see if I can spot it as I scroll down here. So this would be after a build. Didn't like that. Okay. You know what? This is going to waste your time here. So let me see something, because I'm sure I Googled it. See if I find anything. It was something like deploy program too small. Anyway, I'll have to look it up. But you see it did deploy correctly. So let me show you what I did here. So first thing is I made greet a string, and I still kept it with the Borscht, which is kind of a weird thing, but going down. So I got, from the instruction data, I got the string, and it prints it out, and then I get the greeting account, and with Borscht you're going to do this. You can also use, I think, a standard to serialize that we saw in other examples. I simply set the text equal to the greet string temp, make sure it knows it's a string, and then serialize it, and no guarantees this is going to work. The next step is to, but the main thing is that it built and it deployed, which there were some issues with prior to getting, prior issues and trying to get it to do that. So we now have a, something that builds and deploys, and you notice it works kind of like what we were looking at last night, where it deserializes and reserializes, and then theoretically, the DAPP, the TypeScript program, should be able to talk to it and be able to get the, essentially what should happen is you pass in a string, and then when it deserializes it, you get that string. Now, one thing I didn't do is update these tests. I notice they have, we didn't look too much at this. What we probably want to do is, this probably needs to be changed to reflect the fact that we changed the greet account, or the data part of the user account. So, yeah. So this would be the same. So this, well, no, this would have to change, because this is an assertion here. And this is similar to, you know, if you used a JUnit for Java, or, oh, what's the, there are some other, but JUnit is the big one for Java. And you're doing your assertions. So this would have to, what this is going to do, so we'd have to change this. But anyway, so you can see, so let's go over again what actually worked before. So the key thing is we made Greek text a string. It has to be some data that can get a handle on at compile time. And it has to be actual data. It can't be a pointer because remember, this is supposed to be stuff that you can get over and over again and keep track of. We were able to deserialize it using this try from slice. We were able to then modify it and serialize it using the mut data borrow mut command. Remember, we're talking about account data here when we're talking about greet account. So hopefully this has been helpful and instructive and kind of ties together a little bit what we did last night. So thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.